भ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। सच्चिदानन्दरूपत्वात् ब्रह्मैवात्मा न संशयः प्रमाणकोटिसन्धानात् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः। Atma, that is the subject matter of this verse. Atma. Atma is oneself. So, this is the crux of Vedanta. What is myself? Who am I? That is the question. So, you should not be in a big hurry to answer that question. So you have to contemplate, think a lot before giving any answer to the question. Because suppose you immediately answer, who am I? The answer will be coming from the mind. And therefore, it is bound to be influenced by the vasanas of the mind. Like you may end up saying, I am the grandpa. Some such silly answer you are likely to give. Therefore, don't be in a hurry to answer that question. And also, when you answer it, it comes from the mind. Therefore, it comes from the known. Known. What is the content of the mind? The known. Because mind moves from the known to the known. That is how mind moves. Mind cannot move to the unknown. So, suppose mind moves to the unknown, then unknown becomes known. And therefore it is no more unknown. It is still known only. Anyway, so don't try to answer that question. That's why the question is not answered. If you answer it, it becomes ridiculous. And therefore you don't answer that question. Stay with the question. Then that question is the most powerful question. The most important and powerful question of entire psychology and also of philosophy. So that is the Atma. Now we will try to understand what is this Atma. Atma, you see, when you look at yourself, so you do many things. There is doing. And then you know many things. Knowing. Which is first, doing or knowing? Knowing first. So, suppose you walk to get an object. Now, first you see the object. That is knowing. And then only you go and get it. So, knowing is first, not doing. Doing follows knowing. Therefore, leave the doing aside. Because that is not inner. You have to go to the inner. So, give up. It is like crossing a bridge. While you are crossing the bridge, from behind the bridge is burnt to ashes. That is how the bridge is. Very interesting crossing the bridge it is. Even as you take a step forward, the previous step will be burnt to ashes. It doesn't exist anymore. That kind of a crossing it is. Therefore, you are starting with doing and then knowing, and so doing is left behind. And so knowing, knowing is your inner nature. Then between the knowing and the being, knowing and the being. So this topic I have discussed. Knowing is Chit, being is Sat. So you have to settle there. That is the Atma. You have reached home. So, knowing, not knowing something in particular. I will explain this knowing to you. So, Knowing is always in many ways. You know things in many ways. You know, whatever you know in a few ways. Like for example, you know by seeing, by hearing. So you know like that. So this is what is called pratyaksha. They have a word pramana. Pratyaksha pramana. So pramana is the means of cognition. And also pratyaksha is the perception. So hearing, seeing, etc. Sometimes it is smelling, it's not smelling, it is picking up the smell sometimes. So seeing and hearing are the main things. Seeing is rupa, hearing is nama rupa. So that is how we know. Fine. Then there is another way of knowing. Little deeper, inner. It is all inner, movement inner. Hinduism is Induism. In-do, that is what Hinduism is. In-do, you move inward. This is a pratyak, not parak. Parak is outward. Pratyak, you have to move inward. So for that you need courage, dispassion, so many things you need for this inward journey. People are willing to do the outward journey. They are not willing to do the inward journey. For example, they want to go to moon. They are already planning moon tourism. Already outer space tourism is going on. It is already in place. You purchase a ticket and go to outer space and come down. And then moon, go to moon and come back. So they want to go to places. And this is one kind of tourism. There is another kind of tourism in India. You go to Rameshwaram. So catch a Chennai Express and go to Rameshwaram. Or you go to Varanasi. Or you go to some other place. They want to go to places. They want to move outside. So why do they want to move outside all the time? So the Upanishad says that is how they are made. Bhagavan made them like that. Paranchi khani vyatrunat swayambhu. You don't find fault with anybody because that is how they are made. Paranchi khani vyatrunat swayambhu. Tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. Therefore the human being always looks outside. He doesn't look within. Antaratman. Atman is Atmani. So he doesn't look within. Inner, within, he doesn't look. Nantaratman. Kaschid dhiraha. Then comes one guy, a very rare person, Kaschit. Kaschit, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit. That is the Kaschit. Very important Kaschit it is. He is one among thousands. And he is a courageous person, dhiraha. Dhiraha is courage. Vedanta is not for the cowards. It is not for them. Because if you say Vairagya, they will be afraid. Oh, I may lose my property. I may lose my wife and children. That is how they are afraid. So suppose I know Atma, and then Atma is Asangaha. Oh my God, then what will happen to my wife and children? Or Swami, what will happen to my ashrama and my sishyas? So then what Asangaha? It is Asangaha, so modify the teaching. You modify to fit into your thinking. You modify it appropriately. So it is Asangaha, but being attached to wife and children is okay. It is fine. So while being attached to the children and when the children are around, you are attached to them, but when they go away, Asangaha. So you modify the teaching now. That is all of no use. Nantaratman, Kaschidhiraha, a courageous person. So, just consider, I do not possess anything. I don't possess anything. I stand stark naked under the sky. There is a beauty in it. But to arrive at that beauty, first you should overcome a small, there is a threshold, you have to overcome it. So that high energy bump will be there. And you overcome that high energy bump, then you are into that beauty. That high energy bump is the fear of losing. You have to overcome that. you don't lose anything. The reason is you don't own anything. This is the fact. You don't own anything. Therefore, the question of losing something doesn't arise. Anyway, dhiraha, one must be courageous. Pratyagatmana maikshat or maikshat. So, he is able to realize his innermost Swarupa. It is pratyaka. Prati anchati. Iti pratyaka. So, you have to go backward. Piche. Prati is piche. Anch jana. Piche jana. Go backward. So, doing, you leave the doing. Atma is not karta. You are not the karta. Doing is there. Not that all doing comes. Suppose you realize that you are not the karta. So what will happen? All the doing will come to the end or what? No. Suppose you are sitting in the eye of the cyclone. So what will happen? A cyclone will be going on. Eye will be quiet. Cyclone will be going on. It is like a wheel is rotating and the bird sat on the wheel. It went and sat on the wheel. Then it found that it is being rotated on and on non-stop. No time to settle. Then it thought, gave up the rim and sat on the axle. On the central rod it sat there. Now the rod is rotating and it is safe and quiet. So that is how it works. Therefore the worldly things will be going on. Nothing will come to an end. In fact, what all I am saying, it applies to grahasthas only. It is not about grahasthas. It is about the person who wants to know the truth. That is what it is. It is not about grahastha. In fact, that kind of an identification comes in the way of realization of the truth. You should not listen to the truth by keeping an identification before you. That is not the way you listen to the truth. So, you have to become disidentified and then only you can appreciate the truth. Anyway, so you move inward. So doing, Atma is a karta, doing is left behind. Doing will be there. Like you are the eye of the cyclone. You are not the rim of the cyclone. You are the eye of the cyclone. Doing will be continuing. There will be so much doing in the world. You cannot change the world. In fact, you need not change the world. There is no need to change the world. World has its own dynamics. You imagine that you are changing the world. Just your imagination, nothing more than that. So people have all kinds of imaginations and this is one more imagination. So Jagat is mithya. You have to know that Jagat is mithya. You don't want to try to change the Jagat. You are watching a passing show. So you don't want to change the show. You know, oh, this is a show. Look at the passing show as the passing show. That is all you have to do. Some of the show is not good. It doesn't look good to you. Therefore, go and attack the screen. So that is not wisdom. So that is worldliness, part of the worldliness, and hence part of ignorance. Therefore, so doing is left behind. It will be continuing. You go deeper. And then you arrive at knowing, because there is always knowing behind doing. So first you know and then you do. Know means see and pick up think something and then do it. All action originates in the thought, So knowing. So you arrive at knowing, Chit. That is the Devata. That now you are a Devata. Chinmaya Devata. Chinmaya or Chinmayi, whatever. So, Deva or Devata means Chinmaya. Chit, you arrive at Chit. Now, the all-important thing is Chit is Sat. Sat is Chit. This I have described. So, I am telling knowing, there are ways of knowing. The first way of knowing is knowing by perception. The second way of knowing is knowing by thought. Thought helps you to know. Suppose you know the pot. How do you know the pot? Thought acquires the form of the pot. This is how mind knows. Mind knows by becoming the shape. When mind knows a shape, it becomes the shape. That is the mechanism of mind knowing. So you know with the mind. This is what we call inference. Another pramana. So now you know two kinds of knowing. Know by perceiving, know by thinking. Inferring means thinking. Know by perceiving, sense organs are involved. Know by thinking, mind. So means what? That is what it is. Know by perceiving, know by thinking or inferring. And then finally you come to Atma Jnanam. Know by perceiving is not Atma Jnanam. It is Anatma Jnanam only. Know by thinking or inferring is not Atma Jnanam. It is also Anatma Jnanam. Then what is Atma Jnanam? Atma Jnanam is that in which you know by being. Now, you think about it. Did you understand what I mean? You know by being. So what you have to do? Stop the perception. Close the doors. Sarvadvarani sanyamya. Shri Krishna. Close the doors. Okay, closed. Mano hrudi niruddhya. Stop the mind. Become silent. Niruddhya. Yoga's chittavritti nirodhaha. Niruddhya. So stop the mind. Make it quiet. So you need not make it quiet. It becomes quiet. It becomes. Allow it to become quiet. So then now I stopped perceiving. I stopped thinking. Then I know. Knowing what? Nothing in particular. So knowing without knowing. Knowingness without knowing. The knowing by being. Another way of putting it is, I know by being. I know by being. So I know that I am. That is the Satchit, that is the Atma. So already you have Atma Jnanam. That's why Atma Jnanam you need not accomplish newly. It is ever with you. In fact, it is the ground on which you live a life. So you always be. First you are. First I am, being. The being shines as the knowing. Being shines as the knowing, in which there is no doing. Even thinking is also doing. Therefore, doing is rejected, negated. So, being by knowing. Being shining as the knowing. That is Satchit. Therefore, Chit is now Sat. Chit is Sat. Sat is Chit. The difference is only verbal. Like Ramo Dasharathihi. Bhinna pravritti nimitta. So Rama is one word. Its meaning separate. Dasharathi another word. Meaning separate. But Vastu is the same. Similarly, Sat, separate word with a separate meaning. Chit, separate word with a separate meaning. This is called Samanadhikaranya. So, but both have same adhikaranam, same Vastu. That is the Atma. So Sat, that is the Sat, that is the Chit. Then why two different words? That is verbal. Verbal. The difference is in the words and their meanings, not in the Vastu. So, like Ramo Dasharathihi. So, Satchit. Sat is Chit. Chit is Sat. So, here is the being which is shining as the knowing. And here is the knowing in which there is no knowing of the other, but still it is the knowing of its own being. And you just abide there. That is called Atmanishtha. You abide in yourself. Just be yourself. It is so difficult, you know. To be yourself is so difficult because the mind, the moment it starts moving, it pulls you away from yourself. You are no more yourself. Therefore, sarvadvarani sanyamya manohrudi niruddhyacha. And then some more thing in the 8th adhyaya of the Gita. So, you abide in yourself, just be yourself. So difficult to be yourself, because we want to be other than what we are. What a misfortune it is. I want to be other than what I am. So for example, I am unhappy, but now I want to appear cheerful. Why should I appear cheerful when I am unhappy? I am unhappy. Suppose I am very cheerful, but the occasion demands that I should not be cheerful. So I have to appear a bit glum. Therefore, I try to appear unhappy, though I am cheerful within. So this kind of a self-deception, so this continues, Atmavanchana it is called. This continues on and on and on and on. So one has to come out of this self-imposed cheating or self-deception, and he has to give up. He should stop impressing others. You should not try to impress others. The moment you are trying to impress others, there is an inner weakness of mind. It is the weakness of mind. And it is an inner poverty that you want to impress others. You love others, not impress others. So anyway, so just be. Don't you ever try to impress anybody. Just be yourself. And don't try to be other than what you are. Just be yourself. Now, I look at myself. Am I a father? Come on. That is incidental. I did not come into this world as father. In fact, if you think carefully, did you make the son or did the son make the father? So, son makes the father. Father doesn't make the son. Son makes the father. So there is a boy who is called the son, therefore I am the father. So child is the father of man, something like that. Therefore what father? I am is the truth. I am a father is not the truth. It is a superimposition. It will be in its place. You don't call the young man and tell, I am not your father. Don't tell like that. That is not what I am saying. I am, that's all. You don't tell anything to anybody. So it is not telling people. It is just knowing what I am. So I am. No, I am father. He is called a dad. Okay, dad. Okay, what? So I want some money. Okay, that is what dad is. Dad is meant only to give money. That is what dad is. There is nothing else for dad. So therefore you give, okay, you take it. Now he has taken. Now I am. And nothing else. Go to office. I am an employee. So do the job. So when you are coming home, when you are coming out of the office, they will not put this stamp employee and send home. No. You are free to walk out. And so, just you see what we do, a mistake we do. When we are in the office, we will be thinking of everything else. And when we come out of the office and come home, we will be thinking of the things in the office. And that doesn't serve any purpose. When you are on the office, you think of the office only and nothing else. So you are so focused on the work that the world doesn't exist. And once you walk out of that office, you are asanga. You are not an employee, you are not an engineer, you are not anything. Then what am I? I am what I am. What is that? Satchit. Atmanishtha, Satchit. And so a question can come. What is the question? You see, in doing there is pleasure. And in thinking there is pleasure. Because in memory there is pleasure. That's why people take photos and put in albums and look at them occasionally. And they don't stop there. They make others to look at them also. So, in Manhattan I went to meet a friend. And so Swamiji, I am making a cup of coffee for you. Okay, go ahead and make. So in the meanwhile, just look at this album. I said, the TV is there. I can do something about it. CNN, what is the guy saying? Most of the time he is showing some commercial only. He is not saying anything. But occasionally he says something. So 5 minutes commercial, 30 seconds news. 5 minutes commercial, 30 seconds news. Let me see what is he saying. So you need a lot of patience to see CNN. And so I can see what is going on in the world. No, you look at the album. So I opened the album. Children. Naturally, they are his children. And then his wife. They are not at home. They are elsewhere. That's why Swami is there. Anyway, so then wife and children. And he. And so he with the first child, with the mother. He with the second child, with the mother. And then marriage. Marriage gown and all that. He's a friend, my friend from America. So then I like, there is another lady, another gown and all. I was a bit surprised. What is this? He told that is the earlier wife. So this is the album. So you want to be happy that way. Happy by memory. Happy by thinking. Happy by doing. We want to be happy by thinking, memory. We want to be happy by doing. Both ways we end in unhappiness. That is our life. That is the whole life. I was doing things to become happy. And where am I? Where did it retake me? I am trying to happy by thinking. Where did it carry me? It doesn't seem to be working, By now we must be able to figure out that much. So, you see, there is a rule. You don't do the same mistake a second time. That is the rule. First time is not a mistake. Second time only it is a mistake. Suppose you don't do the mistake a second time, then you are doing perfect, because first time mistake is not a mistake. Anyway, so doing and thinking cannot make you happy. It seems to be putting some pleasure in our way, but then the pleasure is followed by pain. That is the cycle. You cannot have pleasure without pain. You cannot. That is the law of nature. You cannot have, only in physics we say, imagine a unitary North Pole. That is how the essay begins. You have to imagine, because that doesn't exist. So similarly, imagine a pleasure without pain. Come on, imagine. You have to imagine, because such an animal doesn't exist. Pleasure is always with pain, like two sides of a coin. So, you want to be pleasurable, then you have to pay the price. So this doing and thinking is not going to make you happy, because it is not there in them. Then happy, how I want to be happy, clean. You want to be happy, clean. That is the most laudable goal in life. But methods are all wrong. You want to be happy by doing, you are in trouble. You want to be happy by thinking, you are in trouble. You have to be happy only one way. You have to be happy by being. Ananda. The being which shines as the knowing is love. Ananda. Ananda is love. So, you say to yourself, I give you a mantra, you say to yourself, that is, I love to be. Don't say, I love to know, or I love to think, I love to do, I love to possess, I love to control, I love to command. Don't do all that. That is not love. I love to be. That is Satchidananda. I have explained the expression Satchidananda. So you are the being shining as the knowing, which is love. Now you may ask, Love of what? You see, here there is no what. Being. Being what? Being nothing in particular. In sleep, you are. What are you in sleep? Nothing in particular. The personal consciousness is absent in sleep. The personal consciousness, the particular consciousness is absent. So, don't try to be something. That is being something is being what you are not. What a mistake it is. So, you see, people, they know very little of themselves. Satchidananda Rupatvat Atma. They know very little of themselves. Because the individual takes the most absurd statement about himself for holy truth. The most absurd statements about himself, he takes it as holy truth. You see, when I am saying these things, I say with all my heart in it. I am not saying as an oratorial effort. No. People make such a fundamental mistake in knowing about themselves. So much so, they just don't know anything about themselves. They are totally ignorant of their Svarupa. They boast that they know this, they know that, as if they know the whole world, which amounts to nothing. You know, any number of people, when they are slowly forgetting things, they become very unhappy and despondent. Do you know that? When dementia sets in, they become despondent. Oh, I am forgetting. That is the knowledge that we acquire. That is the fate of the knowledge that we acquire. So, people know very little about themselves. In fact, they don't know anything about themselves. And therefore, they take all kinds of silly things as the gospel truth about themselves. For example, the person is told that he is the body. He is told. As a child, he was told, you are the body. And so, he takes himself to be the body. The person is told, you are born. Most absurd statement. If you are born, then why are you studying Vedanta? What are you doing? You have nothing to do with Vedanta anymore. Because Vedanta opened the first page, first para, first sentence, first word is ajaha. Ajas ajo nityaha. That is how it begins. Gatasun agatasunshcha. Whether a person is living or dead, it makes no difference. Nanu sochanti panditaha. So this guy was told that he was born, and now it becomes a gospel truth. What a misfortune. What a deep-seated ignorance in the society at large. And what all these Mahatmas are doing, they are just reinforcing the same ignorance. They are not even making an effort to dispel it. What a sad saga of human existence. So, he is told that he was born, and so that becomes the gospel truth now. And so he is told, you will die. And so now he lives in terror of death. I will die. So postpone death so as far as possible. So, and then he is told, you have parents. So a set of parents. So this and that. So, and also we learn to like what others like. So, McDonald will tell you what you should eat. This is very tasty, you should like it. He doesn't say, you will like it, he says. What he means is, you should like it. That is what he means. Big Mac, you should like. He won't say like that. Big Mac, you will like, he says. Means he is just trying to put it on your head, into your head. You should like it. So, therefore we learn to like what others like. The society tells us what to like and what not to like, and so we end up there. And we fear what others fear. All people are afraid of demons, so we are afraid of demons. People are afraid of God, therefore we are afraid of God. Mahatma is afraid of God, therefore all around them, all these wise people around him are afraid of God. Because he is afraid of God. He is superstitious, therefore all around are superstitious. Kya baat? What a misfortune. So, the human being is totally a creature of heredity and society. And then people live by memory. They just live by memory and act by habits. They know very little of themselves. So they should know. So, Satchidananda Rupatva, that is what you are, Atma. That is what you are. So to tell what you are, I have to tell what you are not. You means not you in general. So that is the way it has to be told, there is no other way. Therefore, so why should I know what I am? Because when you do not know what is your true nature, all the interests that you pursue will be false interests. And therefore, while pursuing these false interests, so you will come to a load of grief. And therefore, so one should know himself so that he stops pursuing false aims, only to be frustrated always. False aims will make us frustrated. So, therefore, you have to know yourself, because there is a way to come out of this bondage. That is, you have to know yourself. You see, when the person doesn't know his true self, he doesn't know Atma, then both life and death are meaningless. There is no meaning in life and there is no meaning in death. So, there is a way out. That is knowledge of the self, Atmajnanam, is the way out. But the way out is not conversion to a new set of ideas. A worldly person he joins a religious sect, and he takes himself into a new set of ideas. That is not the way out. That is another path he is following. That is not the way out. There is only one way out. There are not so many ways out. There is only a combination lock has only one combination that it opens up. How many wrong combinations are there? There is a question in permutations and combinations. How many ways one can fail? That is the question. Because how many ways one can succeed, you need not ask the question. Because there is only one way you succeed. So this life is like a combination lock, and there is only one way to succeed, and that is Atma. You have to know yourself. So you are the Satchidananda Atma na samshayaha. There is not even an iota of doubt about it. And what about Brahma, God? If I am the Satchidananda Atma, if that is what I am the Sat. You see, you are the Sat, the being. There is no doubt about it. Suppose somebody says, I am not sure whether I am or I am not. Now what should we say? We have to say, he is. Because even to doubt, he must be there. Therefore, I am. And somebody else said, I am not. I am shunya, somebody else said. I am the void. So, even to say that I am the void, he must be there. He must be there. Therefore, you are the being. When I say I am, that means I am the being. Then what about God? God is, means God is the being. Already there is you and God are in the same league. That is what we call league. Okay, you are in the same league. You and God are in the same league. Jagat is not in that league. Jagat is mithya. Jagat, you cannot say Jagat is being. You cannot say. Jagat is appearing. You have to say Drushya Jagat it is. Drishyam Jagat. It is not being, it is appearing. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to say, they call it Lokaha, Bhulokaha, Swarga Lokaha, Lokyate, Drushyate, iti Lokaha. That is what it is. So it appears. So God is being. I am being, same league. Jagat appears. Jagat Drushyate, you have to say. You should not say Jagat Asti. You see, Jagat Drushyate, Vedanta. Jagat Asti, Dvaita it is. Sankhya. Jagat Jayate, Vaisheshika, Nayayika, Vaisheshika. Jagat, so Nasti Tucham, so some other way it is, which is acceptable to Vedantins. So Jagat Tucham is acceptable to Vedantins, you must know that. Jagat Drishyam is acceptable, Jagat Tucham is also acceptable. Both are acceptable. Anyway, so some people think it is not acceptable. It is acceptable. You have to probe deeper into the Vedanta, then you will come to know. So anyway, therefore, so God and myself, God is, I am. Incontrovertible truth, I am. God is. And God is Chetana or Jada? God, is he Chetana or Jada? How do you feel? So God is Chetana. He cannot be Jada. When I am Chetana. That is, there is no doubt about it. Doubt about God only. I am Chetana. No, God is also Chetana. Therefore we are in the same league. And I am Ananda. What about God? He is Ananda or unhappiness? He is Ananda. So, what Brahma is, that I am. Brahma is Satchidananda Rupa. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave Krishnaya Vayam Numaha, like that the verse ends. So God is Satchidananda. I am Satchidananda. You know, one Mahatma, he was telling this verse, Satchidananda Rupaya. He says, Sat is Rukmini, Chit is Yamuna, Ananda is Radha. You see? How? Where from you got these meanings? It must be the other way. When you have a story, you have to say, so Rukmini, it is said Rukmini, it is Sat only. Radha, it is just in a story it is said Radha. Radha stands for Ananda. That is how you have to say. Instead of saying that way, he just ulta karke, he says the opposite, exactly the opposite. Very interesting. That only shows how much people are attached to Namarupa. So, instead of moving away from Namarupa, begin with Namarupa and go beyond Namarupa. So, he doesn't want to stay beyond Satchidananda. He wants to come down to Namarupa. Anyway, I am Satchidananda, which is obvious. I am, and I know that I am, and I love that I am. I love to be. So, that is myself. Everything else is a superimposition. Everything else is false. So it's a superimposition. There is no truth in anything else. Only I am Satchidananda. That is the truth. And then what is it that divides Atma from Brahma? What is it that divides? Jagat is mithya, it is. So what is it that divides the electricity in this bulb and in this bulb? What is it that divides? Let us assume this is 0 candle bulb and that is 1000 candle bulb. then even then, what is it that divides the electricity from this bulb, in this bulb and the electricity in that bulb? What is it that divides? You see, people have a habit of highlighting differences. It is not only psychology, but also philosophy. It is philosophy and then psychology. Both are intricately connected. We highlight the differences. Like, I am a Vyakarana scholar, a scholar of Vyakarana, and I come across another scholar of Vyakarana. And then he is less scholarly than I am. Therefore, I see that he doesn't know as much as I know. Therefore, he is inferior. And therefore, a kind of disrespect. And then somebody else knows more Vyakarana than me, because this knowing has no end to it, you know. Somebody studied another 5-10 years extra, and so he knows a little more. I did not study that much. I went elsewhere. I went to America and all that. In the meanwhile, he by-hearted some more books of Vyakarana. And therefore, he knows more Vyakaranam. So I highlight the difference. When I highlight the difference, I have disrespect to someone. And when I highlight the difference, I have jealousy towards someone else. This is how we live. We highlight the differences. The rich man, he looks at another person with less riches, and he looks at another person with more riches. You highlight the differences. Always highlight the differences. Very unfortunate. And then, instead of that, we should learn to highlight the commonality. He knows Vyakaranam. He knows Vyakaranam. I know Vyakaranam. That is the commonality. He is a human being. I am a human being. That is the commonality. You highlight the commonality and see what happens. He is a Christian. He is a Muslim. I am Hindu. Then when you are highlighting the division or the difference, there is an element of schism in your mind. Am I right? Suppose instead of highlighting the religious denomination, it's only a denomination, a nama added to that. So I highlight, he is a human being, I am a human being. He is a human being. Now how will you feel? Don't you feel oneness? So, the formula for unhappiness in any form is to highlight the differences. The formula for happiness, always, without fail, is highlight the commonality. There is something common among all of us, and that is Satchidananda. What is common in all of us? That is Brahma. Brahma is the Sarvavyapi, means what? He is in you, he is in me, he is in somebody else, he is in a cat, he is in a dog. So, as long as you highlight the differences, you will not be able to see the oneness between Jiva and Ishvara. In Vedanta, we make a huge mistake. While we are reading the book, we highlight the oneness, Tattvamasi. Once we close the book, we start highlighting the differences. Once I was attending a Vedanta class. A great scholar was teaching the class, and I was also sitting. And the class was going on. It is about Tattvamasi. And so 1 hour class, and so class was over. Shanti will be there after we recite a Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shapurnamada Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hey, who is that guy? What is his name? Which caste he is? Arey, what are you talking? Atma is one. What Atma? Just now we have done Shanti, you know. Did you not hear the Shanti? Still are talking about Atma? I asked, the class was over. Then the teacher who is teaching class and the student, they raised a topic, some discussion, and he said, what is his caste, what is his gotra, and what is his religion, like that it started. Then I said, how come you can say that? Tattvamasi, now, just now you are reading, give at least an hour's time to... That's why this thing remains at a distance. We should highlight the commonality. Shri Krishna, he looks at a Brahmana, Vidya Vinaya Sampanna Brahmana, and he looks at a street dog, Shuni, not the American dog. Street dog is something different. It is not the same. It is something different. It is very defiled, and so many things are about it. It is invariably sick, and have all kinds of infectious diseases, and so it is something different. And you want to keep away from it. That is the Shuni. And this is Vidya Vinaya Sampanna Brahmana. He looks at both and he highlights the commonality. Bhagavan. What a vision it is. So, what is all common among us? That is called God. You know, God is not sitting somewhere. God is in all of us. In fact, whatever is in all of us, that is God. The innermost core in you, the innermost core in me, in somebody else, it is the same core it is. And that core is God. This is what Sri Krishna says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hurdeshe Arjuna Tishtati. And therefore, you reach the core, you have reached God. Now don't fall into the semantics of Dvaita or Advaita or any such thing. You reach the core, you reached God. Because that is how God is visualized. That is God. There is no other God. There is no other God. That is the God. And the name of the God is Brahma. Eva. That alone. Na samshayaha. And pramana koti sandhanat. So, what proof is there? You get 100 proofs. 1,000 proofs are 10 million proofs. Koti is 10 million. Still, this is the truth. So, any number of the statements of Upanishad. Statement of Upanishad means a vision expressed. That is Upanishad. Upanishad means a vision given a verbal expression. That is the Upanishad. So, that's why the Upanishad, when the Rishi says Tattvamasi, that is the Upanishad. Uddalaka Aruni, he says Tattvamasi, that is Upanishad. And like that, there are any number of Upanishads. And so any number of visionaries who have realized the truth. And finally, you want 10 million proofs. Having got 10 million proofs, still you are the proof. You prove everything. Ultimately, you are the proof. And also, you are entirely on your own. You do not owe your being, which is the knowing, which is love, to anybody else. Even to God you do not owe it. Even God cannot deny it to you, because that is what you are, and that is what God also is. Therefore, you are the Brahman. You see, you have to look at yourself. When I say you are Brahman, that doesn't sound very convincing, and that doesn't sound very practical. It must be practical. Vedanta is practical. Anusthana Vedanta. Suppose I say, you are God. It doesn't sound practical. In a Advaita Vedanta class, it's okay, because that is how we are conditioned. And therefore, such statements sound all right. But if you go to a temple and say, they will drive you away from there. They may even arrest you. I mean, you are blasphemic in a temple area. You cannot be. We have a law in Andhra Pradesh like that. So you cannot say, if you go within the perimeter of the temple, there, if I go to 7 hills up and say, I am Venkateshwara, you are liable to be arrested. Only thing is, they don't pay much attention to these things, therefore you get away for that reason. They don't pay much attention. They are busy with their own works. They don't pay much attention. Say, police was sleeping. And then this man, he found somebody with a gun in the railway bogie. And he was aghast, my God, gun. And he was trying to use it also. And then he was waiting desperately for the station to come. The station came. This man, he jumped from the bogie and looked for the police station. There is a police, railway police. And he rushed into the room. And inside one chair was, a table was there, and the police was sleeping. And he woke up and said, Sir, police saab, there is a gun. What gun? So he woke up from sleep. Who are you? I am coming, the train has come. So what do you want me to do? There is a person with a gun inside. In the meanwhile, that person came inside with the gunwala. And the police said, how are you? Please come. And asked him to sit. And this man, he is the one with them. You get out. I know him. He is my buddy. Get out now. So, like that, they don't pay much attention. Otherwise, they can arrest you. If you go to Seven Hills and say, I am God, you are liable to be arrested. Anyway, I don't know, I have digressed. So that is not very practical. I am God, you are God. That is not very practical. You see, because the connotation of the God is like that. God is like a gentleman. He is Venkateshwara Swami. That is the God. How I can be God? So that's why the statement, with the kind of connotation that we have for the word God, doesn't move us. We hear it and keep quiet. It doesn't move us. You see, the paribhasha of the God has to change. Paribhasha means the way you look at God, the way you visualize God, that has to change. That's why Vedanta is a bit difficult thing it is. You fall into all kinds of controversies if you speak the truth. That is how Vedanta is. Because it just doesn't admit any of our habits. We have plentiful of habits. And for us, all our habits are our truth. This is how we live. And therefore, anything that is said that goes against your concept of the truth or your habit, it is taken. It is not taken lightly. It is not easy to take it. So you have to change the paribhasha of God. As long as you have a paribhasha of God as a gentleman standing or sitting somewhere, with that paribhasha imprinted in the mind, you are not going to understand Tattvamasi or any such thing. Paribhasha of God should change. God is not a person. Neither are you. How come God became a person? How come? Because the devotee is a person, therefore the devotee's God is a person. As Swami Vivekananda said, when all the fish come together and they want to worship God, that God will be in the form of a big fish. And when all the water buffaloes come together, this is the example given by Swami Vivekananda. When all the water buffaloes assemble and want to worship God, that God will be a huge buffalo. When all humans come together and want to worship a God, that God will be a special human being. Shiraf Panyadiman, Ishvaraha. Ishvara has a head and hands, etc. Why? You have a head and hands, etc. So in this paribhasha, keeping this paribhasha intact in some form or the other, you want to hold on to this paribhasha, then Atma Brahmaiva Nasamshayaha, it is just said habitually. We are conditioned to say it, therefore we say it. Elsewhere you cannot even say it. Where this conditioning doesn't work, you cannot even say it. So, once I said in a Sri Krishna temple, I said, Krishna is Atma. One among the audience became so aghast. What are you talking like that? Then I realized, I said this thing in a wrong place. Therefore, so the paribhasha about God has to change. You have to work on it. God is not a person. First you have to come out of this notion that God is a person. Shiraf Panyadiman. Neither you are a person. God is a reality. God is like gold. Gold is not any ornament. It is not any particular ornament. It is not any particular shape. Gold has no shape. Prithvi has no shape. You have to go to the Tattvam. Anaropitakaram Tattvam. You should stop superimposing. You see, you should stop attributing names and forms to the essentially nameless and formless. You should stop it. Then only Tattvamasi. Otherwise, no Tattvamasi. You continue to attribute names and forms to the essentially nameless and formless, Tattvamasi won't work. Because the name and form divides. That is how all division comes into our experience, because of the names and forms. So it is all same light, but you call it hero, you give a name. Now it is divided. Heroine, still the same light on the screen, still the same light. It is all black and white. Old-fashioned movie, it is all black and white. What do you mean by black and white? Black is less intense light, white is more intense light. That is what it is. Black is not absolute black. White is not absolute. There is no absolute. So black is less intense light. Light intensity will be there. You can measure the intensity. They have a meter. In cricket, when the day's proceedings have to close, the overs are not yet complete. So the batsman says there is not enough light. The bowler says there is enough light. Then the umpire takes out a meter and he puts near the pitch like that. It shows 0.8. Enough. Come on, bowl. Now you take that instrument and go to the movie screen, black and white. You put it there, it is 0.3, and put it there, it is 0.7. That is hero. And again by the side 0.3. So in between you have hero. Same light it is. So it is when you say hero appears different. Otherwise it is the same light. Black and white it is all. So anaropitakaram tattvam. You have to stop superimposing a form upon you. You have to look at yourself as Satchidananda. As I have explained elaborately, I am Satchidananda. And God is also Satchidananda. Everybody else is Satchidananda. And what is in everybody? The Satchidananda, that is also in me, and that is what God is. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. God, it is the definition of God. That which is in all of us, that is God. It is like saying definition of gold. That which is in all the ornaments, that is what gold is. That is the meaning of Vishnu. That is what we mean when God is everywhere. God is everywhere means what? This is what it is. So, that which is common in all of us is God. It is the Tattvam. And so, you have to look at yourself as that divinity, not a person God. The divinity, you are divine. You are divine. Because divine is what? Satchidananda. What are you? Satchit. You are the Satchit. Divine is the Satchit. Therefore you are the divine. Jagat, you are not the Jagat. Because Jagat is Asat and Achit. It is Asat and Achit. It is Jada. Asat. And you are Satchit. Therefore, God is Satchit. Therefore, you are divine. Take it as the absolute truth. Bring out the divinity. Whenever you show love, the divinity is coming out. Whenever you show division, jealousy, etc., the divinity is getting suppressed. And ajnana is coming out. And so, your joy is divine. Your suffering is also divine. Both are divine. You are beyond all names and forms. Don't you attribute any name and form to yourself. So you take care of yourself first, the right way. Then the divinity is appreciated. And you are universal. You are universal. So, what you have to do is, you may want to do it, sit erect. Sit erect. That makes the mind alert. Stretch the back and fix it. Look at the shoulders and allow them to relax. Don't allow the back to bend, just allow the shoulders to relax. Keep the hands in the lap loosely. Look at the legs. Are they gripping? Allow them to remain loose and relaxed. All these preliminaries are needed to reach the inner reality. Allow the stomach muscles to relax. Chest to relax. Relaxation and alertness are not opposed. They are complementary. And therefore, be alert and relaxed. Alert and relaxed. Being alert and relaxed is meditation. Sport a smile on the lips. Allow the face to relax. Keep the eyes lightly closed. Forehead and the brain are relaxed. I am. Just be. Be awareful. Be aware of your own being. Abide as the being, shining as the knowing. The knowingness in which there is no particular knowledge. Just pure knowing, without knowing anything in particular. The knowingness which is love. I love to be. Now, I feel that I am universal. I am all. I am all that exists. Feel deeply yourself as all. I feel, don't think, stop thinking. I feel the universal, the all in myself. There are no friends, there are no foes. All are myself. I am the all that exists. I am all that exists. I am the divinity that is all. I am the divinity that is all. The joy I am, the suffering that I am, both are divinity. I am the divine that is all. Relax. Sit at ease. And slowly open the eyes. Now you may say the verse, Satchidananda Rupatvat Brahmaivatmana Samshayaha Pramana Koti Sandhanat Iti Vedanta Dindimaham. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishnarpanamastu.